Welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about how to install and set up Pycharm. Pycharm will be the software that we use every single day in this class. But before we dive into how to actually install that software, let me give you a brief overview of kind of how this class is structured and flows throughout the semester. Each day we'll start by opening Pycharm, opening your computers to this software that we're going to be installing today. This software is referred to as an IDE. It's an integrated development environment. It's a piece of software that helps manage uh, your coding projects. It supports in writing code, organizing files, managing your coding environment, and running your programs we write. As we progress through the semester, you'll see how valuable PyCharm is for debugging and testing your code. But today our goal is to ensure we have PyCharm correctly installed and working correctly on our computer. So to begin, let's talk about the installation process. We'll download PyCharm from the internet, and we'll walk you through the steps to do that. I'll be using the Mac OS operating system. Some of you may have the Windows operating system. This video will go through the instructions on a Mac, but I will be more than happy to walk you through the same installation process if you have a Windows operating system. First, we'll go to our browser of choice to look up the software. So I'm going to open Chrome, create a new window. I'll Google PyCharm. It should bring you to what's known as JetBrains, is the company that created PyCharm that we'll be using. We want to ensure that we download the actual real version, correct version. So we'll click on this JetBrains option, and then we will navigate on this web page to download. Now, this is very important that we pay attention right now. This is for the Mac OS, but we want to make sure we're not downloading the professional version, but we're downloading, if we scroll down to the Community Edition. This is free, but if you're using a Mac, you'll want to click on this little Apple icon at the top left, and then click on the About This Mac. This shows us the details of our computer, the M1 chip, what version we're using, the memory. You can also click on more info if we need more details. But since we're using the M1, we want to make sure that we're downloading the Silicon DMG format of this. And we'll click download, and it will open up it will start downloading a file. We'll navigate to those files, and it should be a pycharm.dmg. I'll navigate to that download. I'll double click that, and it'll bring up my application icon. I'll drag in here, drag to. Oops, downloading. Again, this is the Community Edition, CE, not professional. After the download is complete, we'll move on to installing. Yeah, we did that. After the installation, locate the application in our application folder, and we'll click that to open. Once PyCharm is open, you'll be greeted with we'll press open. Yes, we trust this. We trust it only because it came from the actual company that created this. And we want to, once this is our welcome screen. You might see existing, since we've used this before. You're seeing other projects. but we want to create a new project, so we'll click on New Project. And then we will call this Sandbox. Generally, Sandbox is a term in coding and programming that refers to just experimenting, trying things out. This is our uh, working area to work within. But we'll also see the location. This is where the files we start creating and all of the dependencies and everything that we use for the program will be all nicely placed in this one folder. And I'm going to navigate to, yes, Python programming, open, and it'll call it Sandbox. Now we'll set up the environment. So the interpreter type, we have these. If we click on a custom environment, we'll generate a new virtual envo, standing for virtual environment, based on Python. It will also prompt you, if you haven't downloaded Python, it will prompt you to actually download the latest version of Python. So you may have to download that, do that. But once we have our project named in the right location with the right working environment that we'll be using, then we will click on Create. So it configures, it creates our folder that we'll use once everything is created. This may take a little longer if you have to download Python, uh, but after setup's complete, now you'll see the project here, and our navigation pane right here will have all the files, and then this will be our working area as well. So we want to create a new Python file. So we'll right click on our folder up here, we'll click New, and we'll go to Python file. And we'll just name this Sandbox as well. Sandbox, enter, and see now we have our working environment. And the classic, normally the first program that was ever written was called this. So if we click on this is referred to as the window editor, and you can kind of mess around, get the interface to look and feel the way that you want it to, that works best for you. The first thing we'll do is the first program we'll write is a print screen. So we'll type in print. As you can see, as you start typing, it will populate with different options to choose from. And we want to press return, and that will fill in print. And then we will put on our quotes and say, hello world. If I can spell right. And then after we type this out, we will press play, and you'll see that it's written out exactly what's printed, our print screen. If your screen doesn't look like mine, or if you're encountering any issues, please raise your hand, and I'll help you troubleshoot today. But if everything looks good, you're ready to move on to the next video and continue building your Python skills.